Hello, everybody. This is George with the Harmony Trading System for July the 20th, Wednesday. And we are going to do a quick review of the day. And let's get started. So NASDAQ, the market is extending its ranges and extending and expanding past this consolidation that they did during Globex. And let's take out some of the trades that we took early on. Around 8:30, when the market was in sync between the 200 and the 100, we ended up coming in there with a long around the 92, and we ended up taking out a couple of profit targets, quick ones, scalping first thing in the morning. So that was our first trade of the day. Then let's take a look at the next one. So right here, the market pulled back, and in that pullback, which we experienced right in this zone here, in and around the 74, below the Globex band, we ended up reversing, and I took that first reversal, and that ended up making us a little bit of money. So we ended up making another, I think, $80, and that is that first trade and the second trade that we did. So we're up. That's the first trade, and the second trade made us up to 342 on those two contracts, 343.68. So that's where we at for on those two trades, and let's just move on. Now the market made a very decent rally here, right off that bottom and right off the Globex band, and wanted to fade that move in and around that area, right at the top end of the Globex band. It's a little bit an aggressive move because the 200 and the 100 are in sync on the long side. I got in with 2, ended up with 15, and the majority of them were 5 and 5 right in that zone, and broke even. Actually made a little bit of money off 10, and I left the 5 for a potential breakdown into Globex. So so basically my cost average was in and around 416, and I was looking at 330 as a target for that trade. I got stopped out, and that trade ended up taking us all the way down to this number, 34.87. Okay. Then we took that stop and moved on, and we gave the market a little bit of time, and we saw that the strength of the momentum is there, and we got a continuation trade right at the inception of a new harmony wave, and we took it for 10 points on one contract. We were looking to make a good trade, and that is that trade. So now we closed the session, and we closed the stream on YouTube and everywhere else at 11 o'clock. And that's the number that we were left with. Now left the market all the way for about an hour and change, and came back when I saw a couple of things happening. One of them is that breakdown in structure. That was a big breakdown, and that one, if you look at the 50 NT Rinko, actually it's more, here we go. So that's it right there. I saw a captain setups and a retest of it on the 50 NT Rinko. I tried to get the 90, I couldn't. But when the market did this run up and gave us that captain setup, I started to load up into that price action. So that's, I actually got in a little bit early, got short 5, and I added 5. I took a little bit of heat, and then I took, and the market flipped right here, and I took 5 contracts off at 424, and then took a good 50-point profit on 5 contracts, and that really was a big trade for me. And that 4 and 1 made us basically almost 6 grand on that trade. So now my day moves away from being down 34.87, or actually 29.1, to be basically up 31.92. Good day so far, right? And we moved on to watching and watching and watching, and I just gave the market all the time in the world, and it just kept going higher and higher, a lot of rotations. But toward the end of the day, the last basically 20 minutes of the day, it started to get active because I saw this little push, which closed the 100 NT wrinkle down. We ended up, rallying back up. I got short, got rolled over, and I covered for a stop, then got back in short and made money, got short again, made money here. Then I got short and got chopped up a little bit, but ultimately I made money. And here comes the huge trade of the day. And that is, if you look at this and you've been around us for a while, you know what that setup is. Captain set up short on the 100 NT wrinkle, and that came in, I mean, a little bit later, but it definitely came, and I got involved. I saw it, and typically I don't like to trade after 3 o'clock Central Time, but that was a compelling captain setup short, especially with the environment that we are in. So I got in for 10, and I added another 10, covered those 10 here, then I covered another 10 right there. So from my average of around 60, 62 and a half, all the way to 40, I made about 25 points on at least a minimum of 10 contracts. So let me just take that and show you where that ends up today. All right, so we ended up the day at 6 grand, 6,074.64 after commission. So we started good, we're up. We took heat on that one aggressive trade, and we kept our composure and waited for things to kind of line up in a meaningful way. And once we saw it, we just kept going at it, and we ended up solid for the day. So that's how my day started. That's how it ended. And we'll do this again tomorrow. Okay? You guys have a good one.